What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? That was a solid clap. Today we're going to talk about a pistol that is a good chance you don't know much about, but it is a darn nice handgun. It is the Mossberg MC-2C. It is similar in size to a Glock 48 or a SIG P365 XL, but today we're going to talk about the MC-2C. All right, starting at the bottom, the magazines. These are god-awful 10-round magazines because I live in a god-awful not-free state. In general, though, they're metal, they're high quality, bright follower. They're made in Italy, which probably means they're made by Metgar, which is great. Metgar makes lots of good magazines. If you live in a free state, the two magazines you get will be a 13 and a 15-round magazine, so all good to go on the magazine. The grip, the size and the shape of the grip is great. I love the way it feels, fits my hands really well. I've carried these smaller slim guns like the P365 XL for years, so when I carry a true double stack like a Glock 19 size gun, it's like a little tight in the pants, so I prefer these stack and a half slimline type guns. Excuse me. The texture is okay. I'm torn on the texture, so it does have some aggressive texture. Everywhere your hand lines up with the gun, on the side, it does have some aggressive texture. The front and the back is not very aggressive. So, and there's a lot of plastic here that's not stippled, not very aggressive. So, my mind says, or my heart says that I would like more aggressive texturing on the front and the back, but when I was shooting it, I didn't have any issues, didn't have any problems, so it's not a really big deal, but the grip texture is one of the few things that I don't love on this grip. Now, the magazine release is great. If you have smaller hands or smaller thumbs, there's a really good chance you're going to be able to reach this magazine release without having to readjust your grip. It's in a little further back spot, a little different than most. I didn't ride it when I was shooting at all, like I never accidentally pressed it. And it does drop the magazines freely, but if you have small hands, this is definitely a series of guns, because they have a smaller version of this as well, that you should consider. Now, the trigger. The trigger is average. It's not bad, it's not great. It's a good carry, subcompact, striker fire trigger. It's flat, which I like. It's set at an angle, but the trigger itself is flat. It does have your little your trigger safety on there as well. You come to a very good solid wall. I like that, to come up to the wall and then break through the wall. The reset's okay. It's good. It's okay. As always, we are going to take a 10-second break so you can get up close and personal with this trigger. You'll see it. You can hear it, you can smell it. If you lick the screen, it's gonna taste like ham, because I just put a ham in the oven. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Welcome back. All right, the rail. It is a standard 1913 rail. No issues there. I put a Streamlight TLR 7A on there. It was good to go. Most of the other lights will work as well. Smaller lights, not the big X300 size. Smaller lights will be good to go. Safety. So this gun is available with the safety. This model does not have a safety. It is not in the normal location like a 1911 style safety. It's a crossbolt safety. And there's not too many pistols that have crossbolt safeties. It's kind of like a non-Mossberg shotgun. A lot of the non-Mossberg shotguns have that crossbolt safety. I just thought that was kind of funny. Shotguns don't have crossbolt safeties, but the pistols do. So anyway, it has it if you're available. I can't speak to the functionality of it because I've never used one, but it is unique, so maybe see if you can play around with it before you purchase one. The other thing I want to point out on the frame before we get to the slide is your two memory notches, two memory foam notches on each side. One is for the trigger finger, one is for the thumb on your support hand, or if you're lefty, the other way. But they line up perfectly for my hands and my grip, and I like having just that reminder and that rough texture on where my hand should be. So, I don't know. I like it. The slide. Okay, the slide is made from 416 stainless, which is good. Should hold up well, and be. It has a DLC finish. Between the stainless and the DLC finish, you should not have any rust issues on this. I drew from the holster quite a bit, and I used it in the rain a few times, and the holster is looking mint. Very, very little wear and definitely no issues with rust or anything like that. Serrations on the serrations overall are very good. They are leaned forward the right way. They're thick. They're deep enough rather, and it's very easy to run the slide on this, especially if you use some good lube like gun butter. I wish there was a few more lines on the front serrations. I don't run the gun from the front, but if you do, you may want a couple more lines there. But that is some really, really nitpicky. Overall, the serrations are fine. Sights are good as well. They're steel sights, which is good. Glock. 3-dot, excuse me, I sneezed. 3-dot white sights. White, 3-dot white, 3 white dot. You know what I'm trying to say? 2 dots in the rear, 1 in the front. They're steel, they're dovetail, so you can slide them in and out. This gun is also available with tritium. If you want to get tritium sights from the factory, you can do so. The rear sight, ledge, one-handed manipulation sights are good if I didn't say it. They're dovetailed in, so you can swap them out easy if you don't like these. The optics cut is very, very good as well. Mossberg did a great job with the optics cut. It sits very, very low, so low that you can line up the iron sights. And God forbid your dot goes down, you can still use the iron sights if you need to. The optic mounts right directly to the slide. There's no accessory plates, which I always prefer. And then as far as the footprint, all these small guns take a very standard footprint. The Shield RMSC footprint, which is also what I prefer, the Holosun 507K. What's on here right now is the Vortex Defender CCW. It's a new red dot. I only have a couple hundred rounds through this red dot. But so far so good. We'll see how it holds up down the long road. Now, taking this gun apart is not difficult. It's a little bit different than your Glock style gun. If you don't like pulling the trigger when you take apart a gun, this might be the one for you. If you look here on the back of the slide, there is a little button. We're just going to push that button in and slide down. Now, you can do it with your finger. I do find it a little bit easier to use any tool. The corner of the magazine works well. Once you take that little piece off, you can take the striker assembly out and then slide the bring the slide forward. It comes right off again. You don't need to pull the trigger if that's something you don't like to do. Now, looking inside the frame, you will notice it's very, very much like a Glock. Looking at the parts, it is very, very, very Glock-esque. Recoil spring standard, it's captured, so you won't have springs going flying across the room. The barrel looks pretty good to me as well. It is 3.9 inches. It is also made from 416 stainless, 1 in 16 twist, and I found it plenty accurate, probably more accurate than I could ever be, just like most pistols out there. Why I reassemble this? Let's take a look at the dimensions. Let's also compare the dimensions to the P365 XL and the Glock 48. As you can see, very, very similar in size to the Glock 48 and just a little bit longer than the P365 XL. Me, I don't personally care about the height and the length of a gun. I care more about the width. For comfort carrying, the width is more important to me, but hey, that is just my opinion. The big win on this gun is going to be the price. 2 seconds ago, I looked at the price. I saw it as low as $360. Most of them between $400 and $420. You get a good gun by a good company with a good warranty for $400-ish in that area. I did see it as high as $450. That is an absolute solid steal of a price. That the biggest win when we get to the pros is definitely going to be the value, what you get for your money. I will put some affiliate links down in the video description. If you want to pick one up, hopefully I can find you a good deal, but please check those affiliate links. All right, let's get into testing. The first thing we always do is hit it with a little bit of gun butter. Get that good lube on there. Make sure that gun is running smooth. First thing you should do when you get a gun is hit it with some good lube, preferably some gun butter, and then hit the range. So I did a lot of unique testing with this gun. It's just the other accessories that I'm testing right now work with this gun really, really well. So I did a lot. When you see the B-roll, I did some unique testing. First thing I do is hit the range, do some drawing from the holsters, do some shooting from high ready, low ready, compressed, whatever you want to call it, just to get used to the way the gun feels and shoots and the recoil and the optics, stuff like that. I use the gun quite a bit with a Mission First Tactical Belly Band. That review is out already, and I use this gun quite a bit with that. I also used it with a Mera Safety Gas Mask. That review is also out. I had, I had the gun. I wanted to practice with the gas mask, so why not? I also use this gun a ton with the Valhalla Tactical Loki jacket. Really cool breakaway jacket. That review is also out, and I use the gun with that. This Vortex Defender was one of the 2 optics. I've put on this gun. It was a Shield RMSC and this Vortex Defender. The Vortex review is not out yet. Probably won't be until after. I got to put some more few rounds in there. I also brought to the range on several very, very cold days, a few very rainy days. In total, I put around 700 rounds through it. I wanted to give this a little bit extra love. You know, I'm not as familiar with Mossberg pistols as I am with their shotguns. But through the 700 rounds, no issues, no problems, no malfunctions. It ran flawless. I didn't clean it through the 700 rounds, but I did lube it up a few times, especially when I took it out to the on rainy days. Any gun I get wet, I take home, I wipe down to make sure there's no water inside there, re-lube it up, make sure it's good to go. So no cleaning per se, but definitely lubed it up and gave it a little extra love. All right, pros. Made in the US, love that. The value and what you get for your money is huge. $300-400 for a great brand like Mossberg is very, very tough to beat. Your capacity is very, very good. 13 and 15 rounds if you live in a free state, unlike me, for the money is great. I like the serrations are good. Steel sights, yay for steel sights. The trigger's okay. The optics cut, they nailed the optics cut. It's low, it's right to the slide. They did a great job with that. If I could change anything about the gun, I would probably make the grip a little bit more aggressive, especially the front and the back strap. As always, I'm being nitpicky, so you guys can make fun of me for being nitpicky in the comments. It didn't affect my shooting at all. I still shot this just as well as a P365 XL size gun, so it didn't slow me down. But if I could change anything, I would like a little bit more aggressive texture, especially that front and back strap. You may disagree, but that is my opinion. Overall, it is a solid choice for EDC. If you're looking at a carry gun and something that has enough capacity, like a lot of people don't like just 10 rounds, they want a little more. If you want something that can also double as a home defense gun and even going to the range and picking at the range, this is definitely big enough to do that as well. Maybe not competitions, you could, not ideal, but this could be a good kind of jack of all trades on the smaller side. But either way, what you get for your money is tough to beat, and I definitely recommend it. Let me remind you of the affiliate links down in the video description. If you are going to get one, hopefully I could find you a good deal, swag. If you want to support the channel, this is the best way to do so. We have shirts and we have patches. As always, you will look so darn cool if you put on a Tiberious shirt and go outside. You're going to beat the ladies off with a stick, guaranteed. It's amazing. All right, I'm done with my dad jokes. Thank you guys for watching. Very, very sincerely, I greatly appreciate it. If you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, enable the bell notification. If you do any of those things, I appreciate it. Santa's on this side. He appreciates it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.